Yo, what's good, Nash Nation? I'm a little bit down, right? Just broke up with my girlfriend. Because I want to pursue YouTube and other things, and I just don't have time for it. So, anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all a little story. I'm gonna tell y'all a story time. Um, I feel like this is gonna be a channel where I'm gonna tell y'all everything that's going on with me. I really, really hope no one finds this channel. Oh well, they do. More clout for me. But anyways, I'm gonna tell y'all a story. Alright, Dash Nation. This story starts the beginning of New Year's. So we would be going into 2024. And this was at a party. I stayed at one of my friends' parties and it was very there. It's like one of those parties you say leave the BS at home, but the BS comes to the party. And me, I didn't know anything about that because I'm just now getting out, and I didn't know nothing about parties because I was like that weird guy who never got invited to parties. I was like, I used to always stay at home. This was like my first party like ever, so like I didn't know nothing about leave the BS at home type shit. But so yeah, my friend Diego was about to go to a party, and I'm like, "Oh, Diego, you finna go? See if I can go too." And he's like, "Oh yeah." And he asked the girl, you know who Kanan is?" She was like, "Yeah, I know who Kanan is. Can he go too?" And I'm like, and she's like, "Yeah, he can go." And I'm like, "Yes." I'm like, "Yes, yes. I'm finally gonna go to a party." And like my mom been like telling me, my mom is kind of an old head. I had old parents like growing up, so like my mom like telling me like, some and my grandma was like, someone might poison your drink if you go there. Someone might be smoking meth, crack, orgy, sex, all these things, and I'm kind of scared because that sounds horrible. That sounds horrible. YouTube, that sounds horrible. But like actually, I was like kind of scared because I thought that was actually gonna be done at the party, and when I get there, it's cool at first. No, let me stop. Like when I got there, it was like the normal stuff. It was like the normal stuff I see with like most of my friends. It was like a lot of them was drinking, a lot of them was smoking whatever, but that was like really it. So we get up in there and like loud music playing, and like I don't drink or smoke, so that's not mean, and everyone's like getting high and shit around me, and that's like, oh, this shit is uncomfortable for me. And my friend Diego's like downstairs, like fucking wasted as hell. And he's down there on a fucking and like they were down there on like the basement floor. And like if you know something, the basement floor is not very comfortable. It's not very comfortable. So he's down there wasted, and I'm upstairs. And a lot of things was going on. Most of the kids that have juvenile records were there and shit. And me sitting there, I am scared out of my fucking mind. But it was like some friends I knew over there, but like it was like two friends I knew, and it was I'm gonna call them M and S. M and S was on the couch with me, and I'm like sitting there like, yo, what the fuck did I do? I want to go home because that everyone is getting like high and drunk or some shit. So like the shit was like uncomfortable for me, and like music was playing and shit, so it was like uncomfortable for me. And they were like, Kanan, chill out, bro, chill out. Just take it easy. Just take it easy. Everything's gonna be alright. And I'm sitting there like, bro, you sure? Like, I'm like, cause my anxiety was through the roof. My anxiety was through the roof. So I'm not even gonna cap to you. And I go outside. I go outside away from it, and I actually was very decent actually. Outside, it was like very peaceful and shit. But that's not what y'all here for. Y'all here for entertainment. So I'm gonna skip that part. But no, I'm gonna tell y'all. No, that's like actually a good part. So I'm outside, and it was like this one girl I knew, and we didn't really. It was like really no feelings there, but her friends was like daring her to kiss me, right? Daring her to kiss me, and at first I was like, at first I was like, yo, what the fuck? And she like telling me outside, trying to talk to me and shit, trying to riz me up, quote unquote. And like they were like, oh, you should go out there and try to kiss him. And like she out there, we're talking and shit. And I eventually give her what she want, cause I'm gonna admit to you, I'm a folding man. I'm a folding man. So I go back inside, feeling kind of great, I guess, And what would you know? A fight breaks out with who? Gang members that was at the party. And before we get into all that, I'll go back into the living room, and like the living room is like right here, but there's like rooms on the right of it. So like if you need to use a bathroom, it was like the bathroom, the room, and it was like on the left there was like it was like on the far left there was like a room in the back. So like these two people go into the back of the room on the right, and you know someone walks in on them, and guess what they're doing? That they were clapping to the beat. They were clapping to the beat of the TV, of some. They was clapping to the beat of something. For all my viewers over 18, for all my mature viewers out there, you should know what that means. But like, I don't think my video gonna get demonetized soon, so I'm gonna just tell you they were getting it on in that room. So we all all around like people like surround that room, because like, bro, what the hell? Because like no one knew who these people was, so they came to the party. The the girl who the girl who lived there didn't know that who they was. So basically two people that she didn't know, who wasn't invited to the party, just got freaky on her bed. And yeah, and they also broke her TV. And her TV was like a flat screen TV. It was a beautiful TV. It was like big. It was like big. I don't know how many inches it was, but it was like big TV. And no one told her that her TV was broke. No one told her TV was broke. But they broke it. They broke the shit out of that TV. And like her parent the girl who walked into that room and was getting it on with that one guy, her parent walked in the house and saw her. and and you might be wondering, how did her parent find her in in the room, Well, she had a brother there at the party, but like they were finna kick him out because like I guess he was being weird. So like he told on his sister, and like they went there, and like her parents went there, and like she's mad, like any parent would. I don't even know, but she's mad. She's threatening to call the police, during the pew pew somebody for like what happened tonight. Her daughter's drunk out of her mind, can't even walk up straight. Half her stuff is like hanging on. Her shirt's on, nothing showing, but like her shirt's halfway up doing this, and like of course, like she says she's gonna call the police, and like fight breaks out, and like and the fight breaks out because the guy who snitched on his sister, he's trying to fight the black kid. He's calling him racist, and he's calling him racist words. And the black guy was a gang member, and I'm not explaining this story good, but just bear with me, all right? So, um, no animations at all. There will never be no animations on this. Just pure me. And the guy was like, "Oh," and the guy that he's saying all these racial slurs to was like a gang member, and this is where the fight breaks out. And he tries to punch him, and both of these people are drunk out of their mind. So this man starts blabbering about all the people he didn't kill over the past 3 years. And I guess the neighbors heard about that because he's yelling it. He's yelling, "Oh yeah, I didn't pume about 3 people, and a mom and all these people that he didn't pume." And I'm sitting there like, what the fuck is, like, what the hell is this guy saying? So of course, my black ass decides to go away from that situation, And the worst part is, my friend showed up. My friend D showed up in a panda costume. He showed up to a panda costume at a New Year's party in Michigan. So you can imagine how cold it was for that man in a panda suit, and a panda suit at a New Year's party. Everyone was wearing normal clothes. There was no color theme. He wore a panda suit. When everything happened, when everything was going on, the cops was on this way because of the noise complaint, and like everyone was like, oh shit, we need to hide this booze, we need to hide all this beer and booze and liquor and shit. So of course he put in Diego's like panda costume, and they send us out there in the winter, and there was a school right by us, right? There was a school like a couple blocks down. We go by the school until everything cools down. And while we're walking to the school, a cop pulls up by us, and he's like, "What are you boys doing tonight? You ain't TPing no houses, are you?" And like, I'm so glad we had other people there with us, white. But like, I'm so glad we had other people with us. And he's like, "No, officer, I'm white. I'm not doing anything wrong." And the cop's like, "Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna let y'all guys go." So yeah, we get away with that. I'm kidding. Race don't have anything to do with it. But it was funny at the end of the day because but we were suspicious as hell. We were suspicious as hell. I'm dressed up. I'm dressed in all black and stuff. This man's dressed in a panda costume, and the guy that we with have pink glasses on with a cowboy hat and some boots on. We look suspicious as hell. We look suspicious as hell, bro. And that cop was cool as hell because we was on some BS. He knew we was on some BS. Any of you like I was just wearing normal clothes. I was wearing this like, but I was wearing like a button. I wore kind of like all black, like a button up, like a black shirt and some dress pants and stuff. And we looked weird. We looked weird walking around a suburban neighborhood. And the cop pulled us over and like he let us go. And we go over to the school. And we talked, and like the people who was gonna pull up to the party, they stop at the school with us, and they're like, "Yo, what happened? What's them texting me not to come anymore?" And we're telling them the entire story, like, "Yo, blah blah blah, fight happened, blah blah blah, girl caught having relations, having intimate relations with her boyfriend, and blah 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 blah." And they're like, "Oh man, dang." And me personally, it was cold. It was cold that night, so I didn't stick around to like know what they were talking about. And I went in this man's car with the heat, where the heat was, and I stayed in there. I don't know what they talked about, but I'm just glad I got it through the night. And I got home. My mom didn't know anything. I was tired. I didn't even go home right away because my clothes smell like weed. I smell like weed from all the weed that they were smoking that night. Got on my clothes. Me and my friend went straight to bed. Like we got home, and like that's not even the worst part. In the morning, when everything happened, I didn't even get no sleep last night. I couldn't because I was like in another person's house, and I had to lie to my mom saying I was staying over a friend's house with my friend, because I can't tell my mom I'm going to no party. She's old school, remember? So I can't. So like in the morning, it's New Year's. It's like actually New Year's. Like the day before it was New Year's Eve. So we sit there and we wake up, and we have to. And I'm like thinking we have a ride back. We have a ride back to town. We have a ride back to the house. The house. And we have no ride back. We have no ride back, right? We have no ride back. And mind you, this is a like a half an hour drive from his house all the way to her house. So imagine if we had to walk there. Imagine if we had to walk home. Imagine if we had to walk home. If it's like 35 minutes away. It was like 35 minutes away. It was an hour and a half. It was like, yeah. It was like a half an hour, something like that. It was like 45 something minutes. It was like between 35 or 45 minutes away from his house to her house. And like we got an Uber over there, but like in the morning we didn't have any, like we had no money for Uber, so we had to walk all the way back on New Year's when it was cold in Michigan. And while my friend was in a panda costume, and we was like wearing the panda costume back and forth because it was cold. So we're sitting there on the side of the road while people looking at us walking home wearing a panda costume while we switching it to stay warm. And we eventually get to his house because we had to walk all the way back. And we sat there. We and his grandma was there. It was like, and his grandma was there. She was like, "Oh, where were you boys at?" And we had to lie to her and be like, "Oh yeah, we were just out on a run or something." She cooked us breakfast. Like, I'm that person, like, unless I go into bed, like unless I like really lay down, I'm not gonna feel how tired I am. So I eat. I like it was already morning. It was already morning. It was like 9 a.m. when we left, and we get there around 12. We get there around 12 or like 1 p.m. in the morning, like 12 a.m. or 1 p.m. in the morning. And like his grandma's already there cooking us food, like cooking us breakfast. We sit there, we eat, and I go upstairs and I lay on his bed. I lay on his bed, right? Immediately it hits me. Immediately it hits me. I'm sitting there like immediately when I fell in this man in bed, I went to sleep. And like it was New Year's, so of course like most and like my mom and like of course I'm gonna have to spend how long is this? How long is this? I'm gonna hurry this up. So basically, um, I had to go home in the morning and I had to spend New Year's with my mom, and I was half tired because I didn't get like a full hour. I probably only got like 28 minutes of rest, and like I had to wake up, get dressed, go to Detroit with my mom, and majority I was sleep because I didn't get a lot of rest and I was like up all night like partying. And like none of my mom didn't even notice. Luckily, like the clothes I was wearing to the party, it was Diego's clothes, so I took those clothes off and put on my clothes. So basically, I didn't have that weed scent on me. So I was good. I went home on New Year's and went straight to sleep. And that's the story. Never go to a party you know nothing about. Things will happen. Anyways, if you like this, like and subscribe. Dash OP out.